Hello everyone. Oh my god, I feel like I haven't spoken to you guys in years. A lot has happened. A lot has happened, honey. Goodness. It's like where do I start? Okay, hold on. Let me just fix this real quick. All right. What's up? I don't know where to start. This is so weird. Oh my god. Okay, so as you guys already know by the title of this video, this is my testimony of how I met Jesus. Yes. I just felt really led to make a video about what I've been going through and my life and where I'm at today. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I graduated from high school in 2015, and I immediately went to college. I didn't have a break like everybody. I didn't take a summer vacation. I just went straight to college after graduation. I went to a 2-year conservatory at AMDA, which is the American Musical and Dramatic Arts Academy. I didn't get a scholarship. Well, I got some grants. I did have a scholarship, but it wasn't a full scholarship, and it didn't cover I think the second semester. Anyway, I didn't have a lot of support in college. Both of my parents, my mom wasn't in a place financially or mentally to support me. She was going through a lot. And my dad, he didn't have it. He didn't help. I can't even try and make it sound pretty. He just didn't help. So I was basically going to school with no money, as many young kids have gone to college with no money. But in my particular case, I didn't even have money to eat. There was no food in the house. The little bit of money that I would get, my dad would probably send me $10 or $5, and I would just use that to either get to go on the train or to get something from the vending machine at the college. But it was so bad to the point that I had to jump the turnstiles to get to school every single day for the first 2 semesters. I was living dangerously. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was nice with it. Yeah, but don't do that. Don't jump the turnstiles because you don't want to get in trouble. But I was real nice with it. I was doing what I had to do. I was grinding. I'm yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to be an artist. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get my education by any means necessary. So, it was a lot of stress on me from that, and not having enough to even support myself through college, and having to show up still on an empty stomach, nothing to eat, and you have to show up to every class. My classes were so rigorous. We had dance, we had tap, we had drama. It was just so many classes that required you to exert your body. And then if you're running on fumes, it makes it 10 times harder. So I was going to every class doing what I had to do, but I wasn't doing as good as I could have, because I had that thing where it's I know I'm talented, so I don't need to rehearse or practice. And that bit me right in my butt, because the teachers weren't having it. They were a no-nonsense school, very strict. So I was struggling in a lot of my classes. And then it came to a point where they started asking for like 7,000, or they asked for a certain amount to continue the semester, and I didn't have it, so I dropped out. I dropped out of. Oh wait, I'm skipping a lot. Before I dropped out, Jesus. Before I dropped out, I was coming to a breaking point. Like it was getting to a breaking point for me because I just didn't feel supported. I felt alone. A lot of the kids there, you know, it was primarily a Caucasian school. So I already had some like reservations about that. You know, I'm delivered from that mindset though. Like I don't have any prejudice or anything like that, or discrimination against other races, but it's like, you know, growing up in the hood, I did have some reservations about them, and I felt like they had reservations about me. I was like, it was only 2 black girls in my class, including myself, so it felt like I was the only black girl in class, and you can kind of feel the tension. Like I felt the tension, and nobody really wanted to be my friend, it felt like, and I just felt really alone. And especially being a slacker, is like nobody wants to be cool with the girl that's failing her classes. Like they're like, I don't know what you got going on, girl, but I'm over here. So that's what I felt. And I was alone a lot. I made some associates, but I was alone a lot, and I became depressed, like extremely depressed. I would find myself on YouTube watching different like motivational videos, and I just came across some video about a girl talking about how she's gotten encounters from Jesus, and you know, the Lord has been speaking to her and stuff, and I'm like, that's what I need. I need Jesus. Like my soul knew that I needed Jesus. I don't know how. I mean, I always knew about Christ, but I never took him seriously. So I'm watching her videos, and she's like, you know, just ask the Lord to come into your heart and reveal himself to you. So that's what I did. I was so desperate, so sad, so depressed. I wanted to commit suicide. It was just like, it was a lot going on. Just weeks before, two kids killed themselves in that school, and that was another, like, it was just crazy. Like the spirit of suicide was so heavy in that college, and I felt it, and I felt heavily depressed, especially with my own situation. And after I watched that video, I just got on my knees, and I was in like the hallway where everybody was walking to their classes, and I didn't even care. I think I was in between classes, and I got on my knees at the bench, and I surrendered to the Lord. I asked him to come into my heart and to show me more, you know what I mean? And to really just help me, because I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was at my wit's end. So I did that. I felt lighter. I definitely felt something. I felt something different happen to me. I didn't know what it was, but I felt lighter. I felt better. My chest didn't feel so heavy. My heart wasn't so heavy. And you know, I felt like it meant something to the Lord that I did that, because I didn't care about who saw me. When I tell you that the hallways were busy and I did that, I know somebody was like, what is going on with her? Is she having some kind of crisis? It's like, yes, sis, I was. But the Lord definitely led me to that point. So from there, I remember going to another class, and everybody just like, I don't know if it was in my head, but I saw everybody look at me, and like, it's as if they knew something changed. I don't know if there was a light over me. I don't know what it was, but people were looking at me, like staring at me, and I'm just like, looking at people like, what's going on? Like, and I think it's because my attitude changed. I was more like energized. I felt alive again. Yeah. So one day I went to the library and I took a nap, and I asked the Lord to reveal to me like how heaven looked. I said, can you please show me what heaven is like? So I went to sleep in the library, and then I had a dream that I know now was a vision, but I thought it was a dream. I was in my house with my mom and my cousin. We were in the kitchen, and it looked like the world was ending. There was chaos everywhere. I was looking out of the window with my mom and my cousin, and we were in panic mode. We were like, oh my God. You know, there was like UFOs, there were tanks riding around in the street, burning buildings. It was like chaos. And then you saw in each building top, you would see like a beam of light coming from the sky, taking people up. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, this is the rapture. And I'm like, but we're still here. Like, we're not going up. I'm like, we're lost. And as soon as I said that, I was taken up because, well, I knew I was taken up because I saw all around me white, like a thick white that you can't even see through. So I'm seeing that, excuse me, and in my physical body, I literally felt myself being pulled upward, and then my ears began to pop. And this wasn't in the dream. Like, I felt my real ears as I was sleeping. I felt them popping as if I was in the plane, as if I was in a plane. So that was crazy. So I'm like this, like my eyes are wide open. I'm trying to see through this light, and I couldn't see through it. And then next thing you know, I appear in a pond. I had all white on. I saw my legs. I look down, and I'm in a pond. And then I look up, and I see this green pasture. It's beautiful, and there was like trees, and then I can never forget the feeling of peace and serenity and tranquility. Like, it was the most beautiful feeling. And then that was it. I woke up with drool all over the table. Like, it was just disgusting. And I was like, oh my God, like, I think the Lord showed me heaven. And from that point on, my life changed. Like, I knew that God was real. I always knew he was real, but it was like I had unbelief. And at that point, I knew that he was real, and I knew that he loved me, and that I was worthy of heaven. Because I didn't feel like I was, I didn't have a relationship with Christ, so I didn't feel like I was worthy of going to heaven if I were to pass. Like, I had those feelings. Yeah. So that happened. And then I had to, it was time to go to the next semester. And I didn't have the money to continue my semester. So I dropped out of school. And I was like, I have to do something. Like, I can't just be a couch potato and do nothing. So I went to a trade school to get my CNA license. I still had ambitions of being an artist, so I was still active in that, like, doing cover videos and whatnot. I got my CNA license. I started working at a hospital. It was a nice job. Then I got the opportunity to be a part of a girl group, which was the most amazing experience and the most traumatic experience for me. So that happened. Yeah, that had a lot to do with my switch too. I guess you'll hear what the switch is later on in the video. But when you're around other females, at least for me, I wanted it to be like a sisterhood, and I wanted to have like a bond with other girls. I wasn't really used to having used to being around a lot of females, because I had my best friend, and then I had a couple of other girlfriends, but I wasn't really used to being around a lot of females, because I never really had positive experiences around females. It was always like weird. So that happened. I was super excited. I think I was overzealous and a bit too green and naive, but I had a really great time. I loved it. I always dreamed about being in a girl group because, cheetah girls. Do I have to say anything else? That didn't work out. As I was in the girl group, a lot of my friends would tell me that like they had dreams about me being on drugs and like strung out and just looking a mess. And I took that as a sign. And I always felt like that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. I always felt like I was supposed to be a solo artist, but I wanted to see what being in a girl group was like. And the Lord was always tugging at me, though. He was always tugging at my heart while I was in that situation, that I should leave. So when I heard my friends telling me these things that they're seeing in their dreams about me, and they were concerned about me, and another friend of mine inboxed me on Instagram and was like, hey, my pastor saw your page, and he said, the people around you and the offers that you have been getting aren't from the Lord, and God said to stop rushing and take your time, and he hears you, he's with you, and he loves you, and just all of these things. And I was like, wow, I need to leave. I need to go like right now, especially because of what I was going through while I was there. It just wasn't a pleasant experience. Like, I appreciated it and I loved it. It was amazing, but it also, like, as good as it was also like really bad at the same time. So, but I stuck it through because I thought that I had to fight for what I loved. I thought that I could take the pain, I could take the backbiting, I can take the vibes. I could take all of the negative stuff and just plow my way through and make it. But it's like, that's not what the Lord wanted for me. Clearly. I couldn't mentally, I couldn't sustain myself. I was super emotional, super impulsive, anxious. I just couldn't do it any longer. So I decided to listen to the Lord and leave, because he clearly was talking to me and telling me to leave, but I was being disobedient. He had to send many people to tell me, like, to give me confirmations of this is not what you're supposed to be doing. So fast forward, after that, I start going to church. I start getting more involved in the church and reading my word, creating a less superficial relationship with Christ. I've started to really commune with the Lord and, learn more about him and build a relationship with Christ. I haven't been posting on the internet for a while because I felt like I was battling. I felt like I was battling between being a gospel artist and a secular artist. I felt like I was living a double life. Like, I was an artist, but I'm going to church and I'm singing and I'm doing these things. I'm a praise and worship leader, yet I'm going back into the world afterwards and singing about lust, love, and anger, and just singing about so many things that aren't edifying Christ. And I just was like, I just felt so convicted. And my apostle never pushed me to make a decision instantly, or she never made me feel bad about being a secular artist. She was very understanding and open about everything, yet telling me the truth and speaking the word of the Lord. So, she never wavered in that. And it convicted me, and I knew that I had to make a decision. I just didn't know how, when, or I just didn't know how or when. After that, after battling back and forth, I finally decided to ask the Lord what He wanted me to do. When I had 2 dreams that the Lord gave me, He gave me clear confirmations on what I needed to hear, and what I needed to see. And He has revealed to me that it's not in His will for my life to be a secular artist. I didn't want to accept that for a very long time. I cried. I fought with myself. And I also was kind to myself and gave myself grace about the situation, because when you have in your mind how you want your life to be, you're set on that, and you think that that's the way, like your way is the way, but the Lord's will for my life is ultimately what I want. So I say all that to say that I am no longer moving forward in the industry as a secular artist. I am a gospel artist, and I say that very lightly because I'm still in the season of being still. Okay, I'm still in the season of being still. So that means I don't want to do something that the Lord doesn't want me to do. I want to make sure that every step I take is His will for my life. And if that's even singing for the Lord, I'm going to do that. If not, then I won't. Like, I don't know yet. I don't know where the Lord is taking me. But I thank you guys for being patient with me, for still supporting me and showing love. I just knew that it's necessary to make a video about what's been going on. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this new season, this new life in Christ. So I just hope that you guys enjoy this video. And it's very weird. I feel very weird right now because I'm not used to telling my biz what's going on. But I know that this is good and it can help someone. So yeah, that's it. And I'm excited to see what the Lord's gonna do. I'm very excited. Yeah, that's it.